This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen R.D. over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Okay, Batmobile's done. Time to turn my attention to what's likely to be the next build for this year. That, we'll start the same way we started the Batmobile one. A little out-of-the-box review of the Moebius models. Black Widow from the Iron Man movie. Actually, more accurately, Iron Man 2. Get a nice detailed instructions. As you can see, there aren't a lot of steps to the actual build itself. Detailed painting guide, including some tips on how to make her look a little more realistic. Even mentions washes, dry brushing, and varying the finish on her suit and boots. Now for the meat of the matter, the pieces parts. They're all molded in this kind of flesh tone color. Got your main body, 2 parts. The face is a reasonable likeness of Ms. Johansson, although the hair is molded as separate pieces. The hair itself is actually 3 pieces, left and right side and the back piece, which go through slots on the side of her head as well as in her shoulder and in her back. Her gun is holstered. Her belt's fairly well detailed. This is basically the utility belt she wears. Hands are 1 piece and show the fingerless gloves that she was wearing in the movie. Also molded as a separate piece are her wristlets, which in the movie weren't shown to do a lot, but comic book fans would recognize those as both the home of her widow's bite as well as her web lines. The boots don't have high heels, but are rather more of a rubber platform sole kind of situation. And each boot is 2 pieces. Same with the arms. The base is a fairly simple fare, representing basically a slightly uneven floor pattern. This can be painted up to represent any number of tile patterns. So far, the only real test fitting I've done is on her main body, but it looks like the seams are pretty good. Should only have some minimal cleanup on there. So, all in all, looks like it should be a fairly straightforward build. One change I'm probably going to make is, with all due respect to Ms. Johansson and the modern Black Widow, I preferred the shorter hair she wore in the 80s and 90s. So what I will probably wind up doing is assembling the head minus the hair, and then having a go at sculpting her short hair and ears. Okay, at work on the Black Widow. Actually gotten quite a bit done. The majority of the sub-assemblies have been dealt with. Got both boots assembled and the seams sanded out. What looks like a seam here is actually mirrored on both boots. So I'm actually thinking that's intentional. Like where the flaps of the boot come together when you're fastening it. Seems relatively easy to clean up. I've been happy about that. Got her arms glued together. Still need to go in, sand the seams. The gauntlets, or as those of you who actually follow the comics would know them, the Widow's Bite, are separate pieces and are actually keyed for the particular arm so that the hand gets positioned correctly. Gun's been glued together. It's permanently in the holster. There's no way to make it a separate piece. I suppose you could probably see about finding a 1/8 scale gun and then Dremel out the holster. It'll actually get glued in on her hip over here. Belt goes on in 2 pieces, front and back. Main body, seams are pretty good on. I've actually gone in and cleaned up most of the seams on the body. I haven't done the seams on her head yet because I just glued that together today. I do need to go in, even that out. And then will come the fun part. Because as I discussed in the earlier segment, my intention is to go in and make this version of the Black Widow short-haired like the 80s and 90s rendition of the Black Widow. What that'll entail is filling in these slots on the back as well as in her head. Her head will need some fleshing out, mostly to even it up and to fill the holes. The hair actually, to give you an idea, the hair would actually stick quite a ways off her head. So I need to build out the skull, make it look a little more properly portioned. I'll need to go in and fill all these holes. I'll also need to go in, because these areas where the hair would hide, I need to go in and put the detail from her suit, like the collar and the rest of that in. But as of right now, she's looking pretty good. At this point I could still decide to use the kit hair, but I don't think I'm going to. I still like the idea of my short-haired Natasha. We'll see how it goes.